So we're going to start in seated. So whether you're on a mat or bed or the couch or wherever it is that you're practicing, just finding a place so you've got a bit of room kind of all the way around. And then finding a comfortable seated position with a long spine. If you've got a pillow or a cushion or a block, you can just place it to the back of the hips to kind of lift the bum cheeks up and place it so that the front part of the pelvis is touching the ground and the top part of the bum cheeks is on the cushion, just so it tilts your pelvis forward. And then whichever legs have crossed over naturally without thinking about it, just change to the opposite legs so that we're not automatically going to the same side. And then in yin, we always start in a bit of silence and stillness. So finding a place with the hands on the knees, the palms face down, close down the eyes. Just find where your straight spine is this evening. So sitting nice and tall with a long spine. Letting the sitting bones of the hips just start to settle into the air. And for a second before we do yin, so yin practice is very slow. We slow down the breath, we slow down the movement, and then in turn that slows down the mind and any thoughts from the analytical mind. So for a second before we start, I want you to just bring your awareness to this week. So the weather has been so up and down this week. It's from a lot of people I spoke to, it's really affected people's mood. Maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way, maybe just challenges if you've had things planned. Maybe thinking it would be summer by now and it's not. So just starting to notice what's happened for you this week. So in this moment right here, what energy are you carrying in the body? And if we do that before we go into the yin practice, then we notice what energy is in the body so that we can slowly move it out of the body with the poses and the breath. And then I want you to let the body be completely heavy. So we're seated in an upright position, but the body is completely switched off. So drop the shoulders away from the ears. Let the hands really rest into the knees, nice and heavy with the palms face down. Relax the forehead, the jaw. And just notice how easy or difficult it is for you to just sit in stillness and silence. So we've got 1 hour practice this evening, and each time we come to the mat, we make an intention. So just focusing what your intention is, what brought you to the mat this evening. Whether it's just maintenance, just to make sure that you're staying present in the body, or whether there's a situation or a negative emotion that you're trying to release from the practice this evening. Just keeping that intention in your awareness for the rest of the practice. And my intention as a group this evening, I'm going to be leading you through an hour practice with the intention that by the end of it, we feel a little bit more grounded into the present moment, stepping away from any thoughts of the past or thoughts of the future. And then when you're ready, gently blinking the eyes open. And we're just going to start by circling the wrists either side of the body. So starting to get the blood flowing to the hands and the arms. And then gently taking the hands up towards the sky, making big circles with the arms and the elbows. And then gently working your way down. And then with the hands either side of the body, with just kind of the fingertips just kind of grazing the floor. I want you to just gently take the body to the left and then take the body to the right. So much so that you kind of come off one bum cheek and then come off the other bum cheek. Swaying from the left to the right. And then when you're ready, you're going to find an equilibrium. So you're going to find the point where is your middle point, so the coccyx all the way to the top of the head. Feels as if it's in complete alignment. And with the hands kind of grazing the top of the floor, drop the shoulders away from the ears and see if you can pull the belly button in a little bit closer towards the spine. So not sticking the belly button out and like rounding the lower back. We want to see if we can make the lower back nice and flat by sucking the belly button in. Nice between the chin and the chest. And then on the inhale, you're going to take the arms up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring the hands at prayer down to heart center. So we're bringing the breath and the movement together. On the inhale, we reach up. And on the exhale, we reach down. On the inhale through the nose. And then on the exhale, bring the hands to prayer through the midline of the body, through to the heart, and exhale through the nose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. And then we're going to prolong it. So this time, moving up, you're going to inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then on the exhale, come down slowly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Close down the eyes if they've opened. So just continue to do this at your own pace, moving up for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then at the top, you exhale down with the hands at prayer. 4, 3, 2, 1. Notice any resistance to speed up and just slow down the movement. As if you're kind of moving in slow motion. Inhaling up. And then exhaling down. Inhale up. And exhale down. And then on the next one, we're going to hold. So on the inhale, we're going to take the arms to the sky for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to pause at the top. So the palms come to meet. Keep the eyes closed. Hold the breath. Hold the arms above the head. Let the hips be nice and heavy. Notice the body in complete stillness and silence, taking that pause to just reset the body before we move again. And then when you're ready, exhaling down nice and slow. And then connecting with the pranayama exercise before we start to move the body a little bit more. You're going to place the right hand on the middle part of the chest. And the left hand's going to come on the belly button. So I want you to kind of push the hands into the body. So we live in our minds so much, like planning and cleaning and doing things, but planning for the future. Seeing if we can bring the attention into the body. So push the palms into the middle of the chest and the belly button. Close down the eyes and just start to feel the heartbeat in the chest. And the natural rate of the breath in and out of the stomach. And then we're going to take 6 big sips of air in through the nose. So taking breaths in for 6. So like short blasts of air. And then on the 6th one, you're going to hold. And as you hold the breath, notice the body starting to tense up to keep that breath in the body. Drop the shoulders away from the ears if you can. Keep the eyes closed so your attention is in the body, not the mind. And then when you're ready, you're going to exhale through the mouth. Sigh and let it out. And again, 6 short blasts of air in through the nose. Almost as if you're sniffing in, taking lots of oxygen through the nose. And then on the 6th one, you're going to hold the top, push the hands into the body, feel the parts of the body that are starting to work as you hold the breath at the top. Sit in that silence and resist any temptation to move to the next pose. And then sigh out through the mouth. And one last time, inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then hold at the top. Keep the eyes closed. Keep that breath in the body. Push the hands against the body so you feel what's happening in the body as you hold that breath in. And then exhale, sigh it out. And then I want you to keep the eyes closed. Place the hands back on the knees. I want you to open the mouth as if you're going to do a yawn. But just notice if a yawn just naturally comes, release it from the body. Gently blink the eyes open. And then this time we're going to interlink the fingers together, and then you're going to turn the palms face out. So the palms are faced away from you. And then on the inhale, you're going to reach the arms up towards the sky, drop the shoulders away from the ears. And then on the exhale, you're going to take it down. But you're going to see if you can keep your spine exactly where it is. So on the inhale, the arms go up. And then on the exhale, they come down. Again, eyes closed, moving nice and slow. Inhale up. Exhale down. Moving at your own pace, so let the breath lead the movement. Don't worry about keeping up with the pace that I've got. See if you can be your own teacher. Listen to what your body wants, what your body needs. And then on the last one, we're going to hold. On the inhale, the arms go up above the head. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Reach towards the sky with the hands. And then on the exhale, you're going to release the hands either side of the body. And then releasing the feet in front of you. You've got a cushion under the seat. Maybe just remove that for now. Feet are going to come into the mat. And then hands either side. And you're just going to kind of winch between the knees from left to right. So just letting the knees fall from left to right. And then you're going to look in opposite direction. So on the inhale, the knees are going to go to the left. And you're going to look over your right shoulder. And then on the exhale, you're going to come back to center. Inhale, knees to the right. And look over the left shoulder. Exhale back to center. And then do this at your own pace. So it's like it's a fluid movement. Letting the breath move you from side to side. Just starting to twist into the hips. Before we do some more dynamic resting poses laying on the ground. And then when you're ready, very gently back to center. You're going to straighten the legs out in front of you. So you might be able to get your legs straight. If you can't, don't worry. You can place a cushion under the back of the knees, which can be quite nice anyway, even if you can get straight legs. And then you're going to flex the feet as much as you can. So with the feet flexed, as if you're kind of trying to pull the toes back towards you. However straight you can get your legs, just you can thwart the legs kind of away from each other if you need to, just a little bit. And then the hands are going to come either side. You're going to lift the flesh of the sitting bones, so it's the bony part of the pelvis that's on the ground. And then on the inhale, you're going to take your hands up towards the sky. So the body's like an L shape, so from the tip of the fingers to the base of the hips, and then all the way out to the toes. It's like a big L. Close down the eyes and just hold here for a second. And then we're going to keep the eyes closed, but we're going to point and flex the feet with the breath. So on the inhale, we're going to point the toes, feel that stretch on the front of the foot. And then on the exhale, push the heels away from you, flex the feet. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. So just bringing your awareness to what you're doing here. As you inhale, you point the toes, you stretch in the top of the feet. And as you exhale, you're pushing the heels away, getting a stretch back in the calves. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Reaching up towards the sky with the arms, so you've got a bit of a dynamic stretch for the side of the body. 2 more with these. So inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. And then gently releasing the hands either side of the body. And then for a second, just pausing here with the hands on the middle of the chest. Connecting back in with the breath. Inhaling in through the nose to the count of 4. And then exhaling through the nose to the count of 4. So we're going to see if we can keep this pace of breath for the rest of the class, unless we do a certain pranayama exercise. So in through the nose to the count of 4. And out through the nose to the count of 4. And then when you're ready, putting the feet into the mat with a bend in the knee. If you've got a cushion under your knee, you can just gently remove that now. And then we're going to come down to the mat. And we're going to see if we can lower down with a bend in the knee. Have any cushions or blankets, just have them handy in case you need to grab them for the practice. You're going to lower back down towards the mat so the spine's nice and long. So automatically we might kind of strengthen the spine a little bit. You want to walk the shoulders away from the ears. So walk the shoulders down away from the ears so the spine's nice and long. And then take the feet about hip width distance. And then you're going to walk the feet out a little bit wider. So the feet about mat width distance, or if you've not got a mat, just take your feet wider than your hips. And then your knees are going to come to touch in the middle. So the feet are nice and wide and the knees are touching in the middle. So this is the first time that we're connecting in with the ground, we're connecting in with the air. So I want you to close down the eyes and place both hands over the belly button. For any ladies who've kind of got any issues with their womb or any, maybe if you're on your menstrual cycle, you can gently lower the hands a little bit lower than the belly button on the top of the front of the pelvis. And I want you to let the arms and body be completely heavy with the eyes closed. And I want you to notice what comes up for you when I say the words, I feel grounded, I feel present in the current moment. My body feels heavy and relaxed. Noticing the points of contact of the back into the ground. The back of the head, the neck, the shoulders, the lower back, the hips, the feet. Noticing any little parts of the body or muscles that want to work for us here. And just remind yourself that there's nowhere for you to go, nothing for you to do. This is the hour of the day that you're dedicating to restore your inner calm, put your body in a place of healing. And then starting to lengthen the breath in through the nose, see if you can feel the belly rise onto the hands. And as you exhale, just feel the belly fall. Inhale, feel the belly rise. Exhale, feel it fall. And then gently take the hands either side of the body. And then we're going to come to supported bridge pose here. So grabbing a cushion handy. If you don't have a cushion, don't worry, you don't necessarily need one. You're going to bring the feet back to hip width distance. And then we're going to push the feet into the mat and lift the hips off the ground. You can either place the hands underneath the back of the bum cheeks and bring the hips down, or see if you can slot a cushion underneath the back of the hips so that when your hips lower down, the point where you would have a back pocket in a pair of jeans is supported by a cushion. If you want to, you can even slot 2 cushions up there, but just make sure that the back isn't in any pain. And then option with the arms, you can take the arms out like a T, so either side of the body, or for a deeper stretch in the shoulders to release any tension in the neck. You're going to take the arms up towards the sky, and then on the exhale, you're going to bend the elbows, drop the elbows either side of the face, and let the hands fall above the head. So kind of like we're in cactus. So the hands are kind of above the head or in line with the head, elbows in line with the shoulders. And again, close down the eyes and just notice here if your awareness is gone elsewhere other than the practice. It will happen throughout the practice. That's not the aim. The aim is just to continue to bring your awareness back to what you're doing, bringing it back to the breath, bringing it back to the body, changing them patterns of habitual behavior where we get distracted. And coming back to the breath, taking a deep breath into the nose, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale through the nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, just melt them shoulder blades a little bit further into the mat. Inhale deeply. And on the next exhale, just let the hips completely surrender to the earth. Knowing the hips are completely supported by the cushions, the ground, the mat. One more deep breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. And then when you're ready, very gently bringing the hands either side of the hips. Push into the mat with the feet so the hips lift up off the mat, and then just remove the cushion or your hands, whichever one was there. And then you're going to bring the hips back onto the earth, and then you're going to bring your knees in line with the hips. Take the hands on the knees and you're going to rock yourself from side to side. So imagine you're giving yourself a massage in the lower back, and then starting to do circles. So taking the knees away from you, nice big circles, clockwise or anti-clockwise, whichever way you've naturally gone. Starting to stimulate the blood flow to the kidneys, the adrenal glands, the liver, all them organs in the back of the body that we forget just work all day, every day for us. So giving them a bit of a chance to get some fresh energy. And then bringing the knees back together. And then we're going to come up to happy baby. So option to keep the feet in line with the knees if that's enough for you. So so the feet are in line with the knees, and you can keep the hands on the knees. See if you can take it a little bit further by bringing the feet up towards the sky. And then separating the knees slightly. So the knees are just a little bit more than hip width distance. The hands can come to the shins. You're going to see if you can bend your knees, so as if your knees are coming towards your armpits. And then you're going to see if you can grab your shins, your ankle, or the bottom of the feet. In traditional happy baby pose, we grab the soles of the feet and we just gently rock from side to side. We're just working with what your body wants right now. So close the eyes, just naturally fall into the pose, which feels right for the body. We listen to the body enough, it will tell us exactly what it needs to feel healthy and restored. And then just letting the knees sink a little bit more towards the armpits with every breath. So deep inhaling, deep exhale out. Remembering we're slowing down the breath and the movement here. So notice the body in stillness, notice the breath a little bit deeper and slower. Continue to breathe at your own pace and just surrender any of their muscles in the hips that really want to work, and just remind yourself that you are completely supported by the ground. 2 more breaths here. See if you can let them knees bend a little bit further towards the armpits. And then after the next exhale, only when you're ready, don't rush. You're going to straighten the legs towards the sky. Keep the hands up towards the sky. And we're just going to start to circle the ankles and wrists. Get a bit of movement and blood flow back in. And then this time you're going to drop the left foot towards the ground. The right foot's going to stay towards the ground, and let's just straighten the leg as much as we can. You're going to grab the back of that right leg and then see if you can lift your head towards the right knee. If that causes any pain, then keep the neck on the ground. Otherwise, you're going to use the breath to go a little bit further. So you're going to inhale in deeply. And then on the exhale, bring the nose a little bit closer towards the knee. Hold there, feel that stretch in the back of the leg. See if you can send the breath to the back of the leg that's having that nice stretch. And then when you're ready, release the head back towards the earth. And then we're going to place the right foot on the left knee. So bend in the right knee comes out to the side. Right ankle goes onto the top of the left knee, coming into reverse pigeon. So in reverse pigeon, we want to walk the left foot closest towards us as you can. That might be enough for you, and you might feel a bit of a stretch in the right hip now. If that's enough for you, then stay there and just focus back on the breath. Otherwise, you're going to hop that left foot up. You might need a strap or a t-shirt to wrap behind the back of the left thigh, or you're going to take your hands and take them to the back of the left thigh. And then I want you to just gently look down to the left knee and make sure the left knee is straight above the left hip. So your left knee might be a little bit to the left or the right. Seeing if you can get it in alignment so your left knee is above the left hip. And then with the hands on the back of the left leg, make sure the neck and the head are completely surrendered to the earth on the ground. Close down the eyes. Option for the right elbow to push into the right thigh. So it's kind of pushing the thigh away from you. And then on the inhale, you're going to take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, we guide that left leg towards us. So you'll start to feel the right hip starting to have a stretch here. And I want you to really focus what a stretch is. So when we hold tension in the body, it's quite often trapped emotions or stored trauma, or possibly from an injury. So each time that you feel that stretch in the right hip, I want you to use the breath to just melt away any of that tension. Knowing that it's not your body's to hold anymore, you can let it go with each breath. And with each breath, you're just going to bring that left leg a little bit closer. You're going to slow down the breath. If you've lost the breath, you're going to inhale for 4. And out for 4. Acknowledging any emotions or thoughts that are coming up for you right now, and almost mark them as like little clouds in the sky. Just knowing that they're just going to pass by and your awareness is going to come back to the breath. Bringing that left leg a bit closer with every breath. Noticing the way the breath creates space in the body once we slow down. Bringing that leg a little bit closer with every breath. Making sure the shoulders are nice and soft. The lower back is nice and soft. And if you're being distracted by any thoughts of what you need to do in the future, just gently remind yourself that the only moment that truly exists is right now. Connect back in with the breath and feel the pose with every part of the body. So notice how your head feels, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your arms, your legs, your feet. And then you're going to create the last bit of space for this pose with 2 more deep breaths. So really bringing that leg as close as you can, never causing pain, but just easing the body past our edge of comfort. And then I want you to release out of this pose slower than you've ever moved before. So you're going to release the left leg with the hands first of all, and then let it slowly drop towards the ground. And then for a second, just pause. You're going to place both of the hands over the right hip, so the front of the right hip, and just start to notice the blood flow come back into that right leg. Notice any sensations in the right hip, the right thigh. And then gently straighten that right leg towards the sky, hands come either side of the body. And let's just start to straighten and bend that right knee. So depending how tense the back of the legs are, just have a little bit of a play. And just kind of notice what we're doing, a bit like an egg timer. We're turning the body upside down with the legs and just changing up the energy flow, making chemical changes to the body. And then gently lowering that right foot to the ground, and then straightening the left foot to the ground, and then left foot to the sky. And then straightening that left foot, the hands can come behind the back of the left thigh. And again, just taking that nose towards the left knee. And then close the eyes and just breathe. Let the body be heavy and just straighten that left leg as much as you can. Start to learn your body, so start to notice where you feel the stretch in the back of the legs, and try not to be too judgmental or kind of forceful with getting the stretch out of the body. Just learn to just ease your way into the stretch. And then after the next breath, lower the head and the neck. Drop the left foot to the right knee. Again, the left knee just goes out to the side. And that might be enough for you. Just know what your body needs. Otherwise, you're going to walk that right foot closer towards the hips. And then just hop that right foot off the ground, grab the back of the right leg. And again, just look, if it doesn't hit your neck, just look to the right knee and make sure that it's above the right hip. Hands come to the back of the right thigh. And then when you're ready, we're going to go in for pigeon on the opposite side. We take a deep breath into the nose. And then on the exhale, we just guide that right leg closer towards us. Option to put the left elbow in the left thigh for an extra bit of a push from the thigh away from the body. And then follow your breath. So your breath is really what's leading this practice, not me. So take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, bring that leg a little bit closer towards the body. Inhale deeply. Exhale, bring it a little bit closer, create a little bit more space in that left hip. If you feel quite a lot of tension in the left hip, just silently say to yourself in your mind, my left hip completely surrenders to the pose. I release any tension from my left hip. And bring that right leg a little bit closer each time with the breath. Challenging any of them distracting thoughts by coming back to the breath and the body in complete stillness. Using the breath here to create a little bit more space with that left thigh. Notice any tension and kind of breathe your awareness in your mind. If you feel a tension in your thigh or your hip, just focus there, and as you breathe, imagine you're sending the breath directly to that point so it can relax. Taking a few more big deep breaths here. And then only when you're ready, after the next full inhalation and exhalation, you're going to very slowly drop out of this pose. You're going to drop the hands off the right leg, drop the right foot to the ground, and then straighten that left foot towards the sky. Start to circle the ankle. And then again, just starting to bend and straighten that left leg. And then when you're ready, very gently, you're going to start to roll onto the right side of the body. So for now, just tuck yourself up into a little ball with the knees towards the chest. Keep the eyes closed and just give yourself a moment here before we move to the next pose. Notice any sensations or the breath that's coming up in the body. And then when you're ready, using the hands, you're going to very slowly push yourself up onto the knees. So we're going to come to supported child's pose here. So come into traditional child's pose with the knees wide and the sitting bones back into the heels. The difference with supported child's pose or a yin child's pose is that we're going to use cushions or pillows to support us. So you can use bolsters if you've got them, or if not, pillows. In fact, pillows can be a little bit better because they're softer and the chest can just kind of relax. So making, with the knees wide, taking the knees as wide as you can and sitting back onto the heels. You're going to walk the cushions so that in front of you, the cushions are lengthways. So the chest is going to come down, it's going to be supported by the cushions. So getting a couple of cushions if you can. And then before we come down to support a child's pose, I want you to make sure the hips are happy. So you can place the hands on opposite hips and just kind of walk yourself left to right, make sure that you're nice and aligned. And then making sure that the spine's nice and long. So the longer we make the spine, the more of a forward fold we're going to have here. So making the spine nice and long, take the arms up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, you're going to fold forward, but you're going to hinge from the hips. So you're not going to round into the back. You're going to keep the back nice and straight. Hinge at the hips and let the chest come down, almost as if you've got like a magnet on the heart. Hands are going to come either side of the cushions. And for now, you're going to place the right cheek into the cushion. Close down the eyes.
and find a place for the elbows. I quite like my elbows closer to my knees, so they're a little bit relaxed, but you can stretch them out in front if that feels better. Everyone's body is completely different. We're carrying different injuries, different emotions, different traumas. So just find a place which feels good for your body. The eyes have opened, just close them down. And I want you to bring your awareness here to the heart. So quite often if we feel a little bit hectic or anxious, we're living in the mind space, not the heart space. So noticing the energy around the heart, and imagine you've got like a magnet on the heart pulling you down towards the earth. Almost as if the earth is like our charging point. Using the weight of the body against the cushions to just completely surrender. Option for visualization here, it helps me to relax quite a bit more if I bring your awareness to the cushions and then almost try and imagine that there's no cushions there, and instead you're just supported by space, supported by the energy of the earth. Especially the contact points under the hands and the knees. Practicing with your visualization, even if it's the first time you've visualized, just using your imagination to imagine the body just completely suspended and supported. It might work for you to visualize being supported by a cloud, or maybe some warm sand in the sun. Maybe the oceans of a wave. Whatever resonates with you, just continue to breathe and just surrender to the pose. If you're comfy there, option to stay, or option to gently lift the head and just place the left cheek this time on the mat, just so we're getting a bit of a stretch on both sides of the neck. Again, remembering the heart space is just connected to the earth, so just surrender the body. If you have any distracting thoughts, you can also surrender them up to a higher energy outside of yourself. So wherever you're feeling in the body, just surrender them up and give them away. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, you're going to see if you can keep the eyes closed for a second and just use the hands to push yourself back up. And then when your hands are walked back towards the knees, blink the eyes open. Gently place the cushions to the side. You're going to keep them where they, you're going to keep the cushions where they are, and then we're just going to flip the body the opposite way. So we're going to do the opposite pose here. So keeping a long line of cushions or pillows. With the knees, you're going to see if you can bring the knees to the left or the right of the cushions, and then flip yourself over so that the base of the spine comes to the bottom of the cushions. So we're going to do a heart opener here, but also a hip opener at the same time. So with the feet, you're going to place them into butterfly. So with butterfly, the soles of the feet together and the knees fall out. If that's not possible due to injuries, you can just place the feet out. But see if you can make the feet nice and wide, or you can even place the feet into the mat, just let the knees kind of hang out or knock in or out against each other. And then again, so acknowledging what we've just done with the supported child's pose, we're doing the opposite. So in child's pose, we're surrendering the heart towards the earth and rounding the shoulders. This time we're going to do the opposite. We're going to surrender the heart up towards the sky. So the hands are going to come towards the body, the side of the hips. And then again, we're going to take the hands up towards the sky so that we're lengthening the spine. And then this time you're going to walk yourself back. So if you've got 2 cushions, that would be preferable so that you can kind of really be supported. If you've not, then don't worry. You can just make sure that you're nice and supported by the mat or the ground or the earth. And then you're going to walk yourself back so that when you come to lay back, the heart is higher than the hips. So making sure the neck isn't suspended. If you've got, make sure you've got something under the back of your head so you've got no pressure on the back of the neck. And then you're going to find a place of comfort. So take any adjustments that you need to. There's no point sitting somewhere where it hurts or you're in discomfort, because the mind will focus on that until you change it. So take any adjustments that you need to. And then with the arms, you're going to take the arms up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, you're going to take the arms out either side of the body with the palms face towards the sky, out like a T. Back of the hands into the mat. So you should start to feel a bit of a stretch in the front of the chest here, just kind of in the front of the armpits. And then I want you to gently lift your chin towards the sky, so as if you're trying to look behind you. So the chin is slightly higher than the nose. And then I want you to gently open them out. Just relax the tongue, relax the jaw. And we're going to hold here for a few minutes and really connecting with the breath. So making sure the eyes are closed. This pose is super good for setting us up for a good night's sleep. Removing any blocks from the heart chakra. So with the eyes closed, we're going to imagine a bright green light. And that green light's coming from the middle of the chest. Notice the tone of the colour, the brightness or dullness. And notice any barriers or tension around the heart space. And then you're going to imagine the light from the chest is going all the way up to the sky. And at the same time as that green light coming out the front of the chest, you're also going to feel the green light from the back of the chest towards the earth. So one continual line of energy from the earth through the back of the chest, through the heart, and then pulling up towards the sky. By holding our body in this pose, we're connecting in to the heart chakra, making ourselves more open for love for ourselves, love for other people. Remove any of the barriers that get in the way. And staying connected to your breath for the next few moments, in through the nose and out through the nose. Soften the shoulders, soften the chest, soften the whole body. Surrendering the body to the pose, whatever that means to you. Just letting the body be heavy and just accept anything that's happening in the current moment. Acknowledging any of the energy or anxiety in your body that feels as if it's not quite yours. It's more of a reaction. And just seeing if you can offer it up to leave the body while you're in this pose. Just melting away. Staying connected to the breath for the last few moments of the pose. See if you can let the body be heavier than before. Completely let go of any movement in the body. Bringing your awareness back to the middle of the chest, just noticing that green light again. I want you to bring your awareness to a time when you felt pure love. So much so you can feel it physically in your chest. Maybe that brings awareness of a person or a situation. And then taking 2 more breaths. And then after the next exhale, and only when you're ready, if the body feels as if it's entering a really relaxed state, then feel free to stay here for a few moments longer. Otherwise, you're going to lift the hands from the ground towards the sky and then just start to circle the wrists
And to make sure we're protecting the lower back, if you're in butterfly legs with the soles together and the knees out, you're going to bring the knees together first of all. And then you're going to use the hands to push yourself back up. Peel yourself off the cushions. And then we're going to turn over this time. We're going to move the cushions out of the way. So we're going to do the next pose laying on our stomach. If we've got anyone practicing who's pregnant or anyone who struggles to lay on the stomach, then you can do exactly the same pose but laying on your back. Or just use cushions or anything to prop yourself up. But this can be really good to ground for the evening. It's my favourite pose to do before bed or even when I'm in bed. So we're going to come to a tabletop position. And then you're going to see if you can walk the hands away and then gently lower yourself down towards the ground. So the chest and the stomach's completely into the earth. And then we're going to come with the right cheek into the mat. Option for a cushion if you want, just make sure that the neck feels comfy. So right cheek into the mat. And then here what we're going to do is we're going to bring the left elbow closest towards the left knee. So imagining the hands are kind of stuck to the floor and the knees stuck to the floor. You're going to slide the left knee up and you're going to slide the left elbow down. Get them as close as they can, but make sure that you're nice and heavy into the earth. And then the right hand is in line with the head. So the elbow is in line with the shoulder and the right hand is in line with the head. So like a cactus bent elbow. And then close down the eyes. Take any adjustments that you need to. If you're doing this the other way around, then it's the same. Just bend the left knee and see if you can let it fall out to the left. And then bend the elbow and see if you can bring them close together. Keeping the eyes closed. We're going to come back to the breath. We're going to take a deep breath in together for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale out. 4, 3, 2, 1. As you inhale in, feel the fresh energy enter the body. And as you exhale out, feel every part of the body just melt into the ground a little bit more. Inhale in, feel the belly rise. Exhale out, feel the points of contact of the body into the ground. Inhale in. Exhale, be heavy. Inhale in. Exhale, be heavy. And then just continue at your own pace with the breath for a few moments. Again, using the visualization, just notice the points of contact under the body and visualize this as space or water or warm sand or warm grass in the sun. Noticing as you practice your visualization, the more we visualize, the more the body will create the sensations that we get when we actually have that experience. Continuing to breathe for a few more rounds before we move to the opposite side. Let that left hip be completely heavy. Letting the left shoulder completely surrender. And then after the next exhale, and only when you're ready at your own pace, you're going to straighten that left leg to meet the right leg. Straighten the left arm in front of you, and then just use the body in whatever way you need to change sides. I'm going to change sides so that you can see me on the opposite side. So this time, the right cheek is into the mat. And then the right elbow is going to come towards the right knee. In fact, you can have the right or left cheek in the mat, whichever feels better for you. The left cheek into the mat, but I was stretching one side, just see which one's best for you with the neck. And then bringing that right elbow as close as you can to the right knee, depending where your hips are. It might be that your right leg is out to the side or even straight. It doesn't matter where the body is, it just matters what your body needs. Keeping the eyes closed.
And then bringing your awareness back to the points of contact with the body and to the earth. Just acknowledge what we're doing here. We're dedicating some time in stillness with the breath and the body to prepare for everything that happens off the mat. Dedicating time in the practice to practice our pause when we feel triggered or anxious. Practicing that time to just reflect before we react. Continuing with the breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then as you exhale, just let the breath fall out of the body. Inhale in deeply. Exhale deeply. Continuing to breathe at your own pace. Inhaling through the nose for 4. And out through the nose for 4. And then after the next exhale, and only when you're ready, you're going to straighten that right leg using the hands in front of you, and then bringing yourself up. See if you can push yourself up into a tabletop position. I'm going to give you an option to do one more pose before we do relaxation. If you're ready for relaxation, then feel free to come to Shavasana laying on your back, or take any other pose that you feel like can listen to your body and see what it intuitively needs. Otherwise, you can join me doing puppy pose. So from tabletop, with the hands directly under the shoulders and the knees directly under the hips. With puppy pose, we're going to walk the hands away, but we're going to keep the hips where they are. So the hips will probably naturally want to come forward. Keep the hips where they are so they're above the knees. Walk the hands forward, and then see if you can lower the chest towards the air. So you might get to a place where the forearms come to the ground, the chin and maybe the chest comes down, or maybe you're just with the hands in the mat and you're just a little bit floating off. Wherever you are, you want to kind of melt tuck the tailbone out so the tailbone's kind of showing off, and then melting the heart towards the ground. You can place your forehead in the mat. But if you want a bit of a throat stretch, you can place the chin into the mat, and you're just going to hold here. You're going to breathe. So as always, when we're in stillness, making sure we come back to the breath. Getting rid of any tension on the front part of the body by just holding this stretch for a few deep breaths. Letting the heart sink a little bit more with each breath. Taking a couple more deep breaths. And then only when you're ready, bringing the weight of the body up, and then do whatever feels natural. So I quite like to come forward, lower back onto the belly, and just come up whatever way you want to. And then we're going to go into Shavasana pose, so the final relaxation pose. Before you do that, I want you to take any movement that feels quite natural. So maybe a downward dog, maybe a full body stretch, whatever it is, just see if you can let the body flow into a movement which feels kind of intuitive. And then you're going to set yourself up for Shavasana. But this evening, I'm going to recommend a supported Shavasana. So depending on how many pillows and cushions you've got, I think I've got about 1 million here. You're going to place 2 cushions underneath the back of the knees. So you can either place one lengthways and then place the legs out, or see if you can place one leg on one cushion and then one on the other, so that your legs are completely supported. And then when you come to lay down, you're going to see if you can place a cushion underneath the back of the heart. So only a small cushion is preferable here, so that when you lay down, the back of the heart, so the back of the branch strap, or for men, it would be in the middle of the shoulder blades, is supported, but then the neck and the head towards the ear. The hands are going to be either side of the body, the palms faced up, and then see if you can walk the hands a little bit away from you. And just have a play here with the cushions, grab pillows, grab blankets. Find a place where you can pause in final relaxation. And remember that it's much more beneficial for you to take any adjustments now so that you can get really comfy before we go into the relaxation than sitting there feeling uncomfortable and trying to force the body to relax. Option to put socks on or whatever it is that you feel the body needs to get into a place of relaxation. And then closing down the eyes when you're ready. And then just bringing your awareness to the body. Bringing your awareness to the intention that you set at the start of class. And then we're going to do a pranayama exercise to stimulate our rest and repair system. So our parasympathetic nervous system, which is where our body does the healing, so the opposite of fight or flight. So just starting to take a deep breath in through the nose for the count of 4. And then at the top of the breath, you're going to hold the breath. Soften the throat, soften the shoulders. And then you're going to exhale the breath through the nose. And then after the exhale, you're just going to pause and suspend the breath. So 4-way breath. We're going to inhale together, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to hold the breath at the top, let the body be heavy. Slowly exhale through the nose, nice and soft. And then after the exhale, just pause in stillness and suspend the breath. And again, inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath at the top. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath at the top. Relax the forehead, relax the eyebrows. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I want you to let go of any awareness of the breath. Let the body continue to breathe as it does all day, every day. In Shavasana, we don't focus on the breath. Instead, we focus on the body's natural ability to heal. So all the poses of yoga are designed to build up to this point. The most powerful pose that there is, which is Shavasana, also can be the most challenging pose if you have distracting thoughts or your awareness is elsewhere. So instead, we're going to bring the awareness to the body. And this evening, we're going to do a grounded Shavasana. So we're going to start to notice the point of contact, the back of the body into the air. I want you to imagine you've got a torchlight and you're just shining it on the top of your head, noticing any sensations on the scalp, noticing any sensations on the back of the neck, all the muscles and skin and blood flowing from that area, just giving the body a chance to completely relax. Bringing that imaginary torchlight to the back of the shoulders. Just bringing your awareness and kind of scanning through the shoulders, noticing how it feels as it surrenders to the ground. And then bringing your awareness to the forehead. Softening the forehead, softening the eyebrows. Softening the cheeks. Softening the jaw. Option to put a small gap in between the jaw and the teeth. So just let the tongue completely relax. And then bringing your awareness to the front of the throat. Just being aware of any blocks that you feel here. And letting the body just completely relax. And then bringing the awareness to the heart space, the middle of the chest. Again, taking that imaginary torchlight and just scanning through, like you're a third-party observer, just looking through the body, noticing how it feels right now. Scanning down the stomach, all around the belly button, the left and right hip, the glute muscles of the bum. And then scanning all the way down the left leg, through the knee, the calf, the ankle, and the left foot. And then all the way down the right leg, the right thigh, the knee, the calf. And then I want you to bring your awareness to the whole of the body. Starting to notice the points of the body which are in contact with the ground. I want you to let the body surrender so much to the earth that you can't quite pinpoint where your body stops and the earth begins. As if the body is melting and sinking deeper into the ground. If you're feeling any resistance to relaxation, then just silently say to yourself in your mind, I give my body and mind this chance to stop, pause, and restore. I give my body and mind this chance to stop, pause, and restore. Any negative energy or emotions or hurt or pain, I want you to imagine it's evaporating from the body, leaving the body like smoke off a candle. And then just reflecting on these words as you enjoy the last few moments of relaxation. I wonder what would happen if I treated everyone like I was in love with them, whether I like them or not, and whether they respond or not, and no matter what they say or do to me. And even if I see things in them that are ugly, twisted, petty, cruel, vain, deceitful, or indifferent, I just accept all that and turn my attention to some small, weak, tender, hidden part, and keep my eyes on that until it shines like a beam of light. Like a bonfire I can warm my hands by, and trust it to burn away all the waste which is not, never was, my business to meddle with. Enjoying the last few moments of relaxation and just giving the body the chance to let go of any of that negative energy that you feel you've been carrying around that doesn't quite feel like it belongs to you. And then starting to connect in deeper with the breath, bringing the breath back to the body through the nose. And this time you're going to exhale through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. And then I want you to open the mouth as if you're going to take a yawn, and then gently stretch your arms above your head. With the mouth open, see if a yawn naturally comes, and just take a big stretch. And then starting to roll yourself over onto the left side of the body, the yin side of the body. Seeing if you can keep the eyes open, and then you're going to use your hands to push yourself back up, and then we're going to meet in a seated posture. So I've got a cushion at the back of my hip, so feel free to join me in that posture, or whichever one feels comfortable for you to finish the practice. So when you're ready and absolutely no rush, you're going to finish the practice with a nice long spine. And I want you to see if you can sit a little bit taller as you finish the practice this evening, a little bit more connected to the body, and a little bit more length in the spine. And then you're going to gently close down the eyes, and you're going to bring the hands in front of you, and you're going to imagine that with the palms you're holding an imaginary ball. And we're going to finish by just checking in with the energy and creating energy that we can carry off the mat into our night's sleep this evening, and then even more than that, rippling into the next week that's coming up. So with the eyes closed, on the inhale I want you to take your hands away from you, kind of about in line with, as far as you can really, so that it feels comfortable. And then on the exhale, you're going to bring the palms together, but don't let the palms touch, just bring them close together. With the eyes closed, the hands go out on the inhale. And then on the exhale, the hands come close, but don't let the palms touch, just as if you're holding a ball in the middle. Inhale out. Exhale together. Inhale out. Exhale back. And then one more. On the inhale, you're taking the arms out nice and wide. Keep the eyes closed. And then on the exhale, you're bringing the hands together. This time you're going to bring them close together as if you're holding kind of a football. Keep the eyes closed. Soften the hands.
Or just imagine that space and energy in between the left and right palm. See if you can feel any energy moving from the left to the right in between the hands. Just focus on that energy that you just created. And you can create it any time with the breath, connecting in with the body and stepping out with the mind. And then keeping that football in between the hands with the eyes closed. You're going to take that above your head, so take the arms up towards the sky. Gently blink the eyes open, bring the hands to prayer, so palms together. And then on the exhale, the next breath, we come down with the hands, but we're going to pause with the thumb, keeping the hands at prayer, but just pause with the thumb pushed up against the third eye. May you have an evening with kind thoughts and dreams about yourself. And then gently bringing your hands down towards your lips. May you always feel free to speak your truth. And then gently bringing your hands towards your heart. May you always feel that you are loved and accepted exactly as you are. Option if it feels right for you to just bow to the practice. And as always, loads of gratitude from me for letting me lead you through the practice and for the dedication to turn up onto the mat, taking an hour out your day, which in itself is dedication to the practice. Namaste. Thank you. I hope you're all super chilled and sleep well.